The idea of resilience is really important for our working lives today. We are constantly bombarded by competing demands, and we're in a bigger context where there's lots of confusion and uncertainty and ambiguity. So being able to cope with those kinds of stresses is critical for our performance, but also how we engage with others in our teams and in our wider lives. I think resilience, we can think about resilience in a number of different ways, from the emotional to mental, social, spiritual. So there are different types of resilience that we might want to think about, but ultimately, in order for us to be resilient in the workplace, we have to become resilient ourselves. And what I love about this clip is the personal examples that Liz shares of how she has learned to reframe certain situations which could become very stressful. But what she's been able to do, which I think is brilliant, is to find ways of seeing the positive, to find ways of having gratitude even for the particular situations that she's found herself in. And I think this is a really wonderful lesson for all of us, to be able to see another side, to look at things differently, to change our perspective and our view. And I think that you will enjoy this very short examples that Liz shares, but they're very powerful. And already they've helped me to think differently about how I can become personally resilient and to help others do the same.
So let me talk a little bit about physical resilience. Over the years, I've had jobs that have involved a great deal of travel, and I can remember very, very clearly thinking that travel was a problem. It made my back ache, it made me tired, made me a bit fretful because the trains might be late or I might miss a connection or something. I think one of the key elements of being resilient is about finding the positive in a challenging situation. So I learned quite quickly to think of travel as an unexpected bonus, because it's really hard to get hold of me when I'm travelling, which means that actually I can look at travel as a bit of downtime, or maybe I can use it as a bit of private time when I can prepare for whatever it is I'm travelling towards or whatever I'm going to do tomorrow. So I now look at travel, whether it's an hour and a half on the train between Preston and Crewe, or whether it's 20 hours between Manchester and China, as real downtime. I can recharge my batteries. I might choose to have a sleep, I might choose to watch a film or listen to music. Personally, I love reading, so I can take myself into faraway places and distant lands by reading and putting myself into a place that's different from the workplace. And by the time I get to the end of that journey, I might feel a bit tired, but actually I will feel that my batteries have been recharged and my physical resilience will have been boosted, which will of course enable my mental resilience to kick in and get me ready for the next job, whatever it is that I'm doing next. So that's one coping mechanism to overcome physical resilience.
I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and of course what's important is what do you do next, and we're really interested to hear your thoughts about how you are personally resilient, but also tips that you might want to share with others. So please make your comments, and we look forward to reading them and responding.